Welcome to the first of 3 introductory tutorials for the Forex System Selector. These tutorials will be covering the fundamental concepts that each FSS user should be familiar with in order to increase the probability of developing a successful FSS portfolio. This tutorial will be focusing on the concept of sorting, the first step that a trader should take when building a portfolio. The process of sorting begins with the Performance tab. The Performance tab has a number of columns displaying statistical trading data for each of the FSS systems available. The data is provided to make it easier for the trader to sort through and pick the systems that match their expected returns, risk tolerance, and several other important criteria. However, at first glance, the numerous columns might be a bit overwhelming. From our experience, we have found that most traders tend to focus on 4 columns: profit, number of trades, maximum drawdown, and maximum positions. Because of this, we will focus on these columns as well. We're going to begin with a brief definition of each column, starting with profit. The profit column shows the profit or loss generated by a particular system in dollars based on a 100K lot size. Next, we have number of trades. This column shows the number of trades generated by a system during the time frame selected. Throughout this tutorial, we will be looking at the 12-month time frame. Third, we have maximum drawdown. This column displays the largest loss that a system has experienced thus far. This is shown in pip, not in dollar terms. The maximum drawdown is calculated by taking the largest peak-to-valley difference. From this hypothetical example, you can see that the maximum drawdown, represented by the red arrow, equals $3,800, or 380 pips on a 100K position. Finally, we have the max positions column. This column will show us the maximum number of positions that a particular system will have open at any one time. Now that we have gone over what each column represents, we need to define our trading criteria. Every trader should have an idea of what his or her trading criteria are prior to building a portfolio. Some questions that might be helpful in determining these preferences are: how much capital are you looking to invest? How comfortable are you with taking on risk? Are you an aggressive trader? A conservative trader? Maybe somewhere in between? How comfortable are you with seeing large drawdowns in your account? Once you have determined your own criteria, you can begin sorting the systems and only consider those that match your preferences. Now let's look at the process of sorting. Sorting systems with the Forex System Selector is done by left-clicking on any column header in the Performance tab. For example, if you want to sort the systems by their overall return, place your mouse cursor over the Profit column header and left-click like this. As you can see, the systems have now been sorted and placed in order of their overall return. Alternatively, you can do the same thing for any of the column headers in the Performance tab. Let's take a moment to talk about why sorting is important and how you can use it to your advantage when building a portfolio. To put this into practice, let's look at a hypothetical example together. Let's assume we have a smaller account balance of $10,000. Because of this, we are relatively risk-averse, and we are also not comfortable with holding on to large losses. With this in mind, we are only comfortable with a maximum drawdown of 300 pips, and we want to make sure that any system we consider has generated at least 40 trades or more. We decide this because we understand that the greater the number of trades that a system has placed often equates to a smaller margin of error for all of the trading data available for that system. Finally, we want to make sure that our portfolio will not generate more than 10 positions at any one time. We have chosen 10 positions for a particular reason. We usually recommend that newer traders have a minimum of $1,000 in equity for each 10K mini-lot that their portfolio will trade. By using this ratio, traders are able to maintain roughly 10-to-1 in effective leverage. Without proper risk management, a high degree of leverage can lead to large losses as well as gains. In time, you may come to find that our 10-to-1 recommendation is either too small or not small enough. However, traders with little experience using the FSS platform often find that this ratio provides a good balance of position size to equity, increasing their chances of trading successfully with FSS early on. The following examples illustrate the calculation that is used to determine the 10-to-1 ratio. Take your equity and divide it by 1,000 to get the maximum number of positions that your portfolio can trade. With these criteria in mind, we are going to begin sorting through the systems to eliminate those that do not match our preferences. Let's begin with profit. After sorting by profit, at the top of the list is the Cornerstone Zeus Pound-Yen system. This system has had the best returns over the past 12 months and is certainly worth considering. But there are a few things that we have to keep in mind. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and remember, we have specific trading parameters that we are trying to follow. The Cornerstone Zeus Pound-Yen system trades up to a maximum of 13 positions at any one time. If each one of the 13 positions is a 10K mini lot, that's a total of 130,000 units of currency in the market, meaning the effective leverage would be 13-to-1, which is higher than the 10-to-1 ratio we decided on. Also, the maximum drawdown for this system is 3,072 pips, once again higher than the 300 pips in our parameters. The point to take away here is that the system's returns are the best, but it is probably too volatile of a system and therefore too risky to consider, knowing the trading criteria that we outlined. So unless we are willing to make adjustments to our trading criteria, such as our starting balance or how much risk we are comfortable with, we will not be considering this system. Systems with the largest returns typically also have the largest drawdowns. So maybe we should not begin sorting by profit. Instead, it might be best to begin sorting by maximum drawdown. After doing this, it looks like we have now found a much better place to begin. By focusing only on systems with a maximum drawdown of 300 pips or less, we can then locate systems that have placed at least 40 trades and have no more than 10 in the max positions column. Following these guidelines, we find 5 systems that match these criteria. However, one of the systems has a negative return, so we remove that one as well and are then left with only 4 systems. That's pretty good considering that we started with almost 600. By establishing specific trading criteria and then eliminating any system that did not meet these criteria, we are now left with only 4 systems to consider using in our portfolio. The systems that we decide to use might be based on their returns. However, currency pair diversification might also be important to consider. This topic will be covered in our next Forex System Selector tutorial. In closing, it is important to note the following. The process of sorting can be very beneficial. Sorting will allow you to eliminate any system that does not match your trading criteria and leave you with a customized list of systems that is shorter and more manageable. Finally, in order to utilize a wider range of systems, it might be necessary to adjust your trading criteria. As we noted previously, the Cornerstone Zeus Pound-Yen system has had the best overall returns. However, the volatility and potential drawdowns did not meet our expectations. This is where it may be necessary to reevaluate our expectations and make adjustments accordingly. If you have any questions about sorting or the Forex System Selector in general, please feel free to give us a call. FSS specialists are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To speak with an FSS specialist, call 1-212-201-7303 or email us at systemselector@fxcm.com.